Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at netsn.live.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tuesday Night Baseball on NETSN. We're on the campus of Chapel Hill High School for this District 16 4A matchup between the visiting Kilgore Bulldogs and the home team, the Chapel Hill Bulldogs. So we got a Bulldogs matchup tonight. My name is Jeremy Diamond. I'm joined tonight by the owner, CEO, El Jefe, Brett Swinney. We pulled him out of semi, not retirement, but at least relaxation.
Off-season.
Yeah, off-season. Yeah, so pull Brett out of the offseason tonight, bring him out here to Chapel Hill to his home digs, and a little long drive for you, right? About a minute and a half or two?
Yeah, left the office and told Beckham was like, how far is the drive? I said about 45. About 45 seconds.
Yeah, not a bad night. Again, a beautiful night out here in Chapel Hill. They're introducing both teams, and we're going to take it to the field, and we should have the national anthem. So we're going to take it down there, and we'll be back with some updates for lineups. All right, so let's get you some lineups here. Leading off for the Kilgore Bulldogs in center field is number 2, Kason Brooks. Batting second, the shortstop, Colton Hale. Batting third, the catcher, Miles Applegate. Batting fourth and pitching is Kason Edney. Batting fifth is the DH, Kason Henry. Batting sixth at first base is Brody Benson. Batting seventh is Jackson Dickey, the right fielder. Batting eighth is the second baseman, Colt Barnhart. Batting ninth, the left fielder, Braden Williams. And then playing third base tonight is Brody Smith. And then for the Chapel Hill Bulldogs, leading off for them is the center fielder, Kason Davis, followed by the pitcher, Quentin Cagle, batting second. Batting third is the third baseman, Case Williams. In the cleanup spot is the first baseman, Tyson Carlson. Batting fifth is the left fielder, George Cameron. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Matthias Nelson. Batting seventh, the catcher, Jacavian Snow. Batting eighth, Olandris Feggett, the second baseman. And then batting ninth, the shortstop, Timothy Brown. So that's the lineups for both teams. Again, Kilgore is going to start the game off at the plate. And the ever-dangerous Kason Brooks.
Yeah, he's a familiar name. He also played football as well.
And basketball, because why not do it all, right? I'm sure he runs some track, too, with his speed. Kason, one of those guys that if he gets on base, he becomes an issue in every pitcher's head, right? Because you got to keep account of where he's at. And so the key for Kilgore all year for them being successful early is getting guys on base, getting that first guy on base, and then from there they like to play a lot of the small ball. They're going to try to move guys around the bag. They're going to bunt, right? They're going to steal. They're going to do those things. And so Chapel Hill really has to work tonight on limiting base runners, right? Trying to get those first couple guys out. Don't give hitters deep, in the middle of the lineup, somebody in front of them on base to drive in.
Yeah, and Kilgore, they're 6-1 in district play so far, and they will be tied for second at the end of the night with someone.
Yes.
Spring Hill and Carthage both 7-0 play tonight in a pretty big district series this week.
That might be pretty important. All right, well, we're going to switch over here. We're going to go to the pitcher cam here. And, again, on the mound you have Quentin Cagle, and his battery mate is Jacavian Snow behind the plate.
It's kind of cooled off, though. Nice night for baseball.
Yeah, it was a little warm at setup, but it's about perfect right now. The sun's coming down. That helps a little bit. All right. So Cagle into the windup, comes home, and gets a first pitch strike. Again, last week Kilgore played Cumberland, and they had a hard time throwing strikes and kind of a tough night for the Knights. Okay, swings at that pitch and misses, so quickly 0-2. Again, if you're writing the script, this is going right along with what Chapel Hill wants to do, right? Get the first hitter behind and keep him off the base paths. All right, here's the 0-2 delivery. That one is outside and low for a ball.
Well, and they've played some teams in District Tough. They've had their kind of an up and down roller coaster type of results. They've played some teams really tight.
Yeah. So again, coming out with a win would be big here, and again, for Kilgore, keep it rolling. Takes his eye and says, no, not quite on that one. A little high, a little outside. So 2-2's our count now. Man, we got a great view too, Brett. We're in this little perch up here, kind of high up above the field.
I don't know that we'll have a better view all year.
That's a ground ball out to short. Deep in the hole, the throw is not in time. It would be tough to get anybody with that.
That's going to be a tough play.
Yeah. That's one you almost, you just hold. You just eat. Because the danger of throwing it away is greater, right?
And no error there. I mean, that's just tough.
Yeah. Yeah, just a deep single into that spot. And, again, the third baseman was playing in a little bit, so he wasn't able to cover. All right, so runner on first, and that's going to bring up Colton Hale, the shortstop, tonight. He pitched a great game on Friday last week. Ball's high. Throw down to first base is not in time, and the ball got away.
What'd you say over there, Jamie? Brooks was going to be causing havoc on the bases.
Yeah.
One pitch in on the next batter, and he's already being thrown back.
Yeah, he's already thinking about it, so. Yeah, center fielder playing pretty shallow here. You can see him on the screen. Bunt laid down by Hale goes just foul. So 1-1 our count here to Hale. And again, this is what Kilgore does. They're going to put the bunt down, try to get a guy in scoring position, and then Applegate will come up and try to make something happen with it. All right, here's the 1-1 delivery. Puts a great bunt down. Pitcher has to throw to first in time. So that's going to be a ground ball out. All right, so Brooks is at second base, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Miles Applegate.
And when you got a guy like Brooks, too, it makes it a lot easier to play that small ball, too. Uh-oh, hit a
ball get away there. So wild pitch advances Brooks to third base. There's the pitch. That's ground to the pitcher off the ground. He throws to first.
Smart play by the pitcher.
In time.
Got that easy play at first.
Yeah, and again, it was quick enough that it kept Brooks from being able to score. So ground out there. Runner stays put. All right, so Case and Edney at the plate. All 6'6" of him. First pitch comes in. Ground ball deep in the hole to short. Shortstop Fields throws to first.
Oh,
great stretch.
Oh, he got him. Wow.
And he got him. What a play there by the first baseman. So the run does not score. And that's going to do it for the top of the first inning. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more action here on NETSN.
Okay, your price is like State Farm, but is your coverage?
How we do things might leave you shocked. Our claims aren't done right. Our process is rough. It's tough.
Can I get help from an agent?
No luck.
Do it online?
No luck.
An app?
No luck.
Take my phone. It's easy, I swear. Like a good neighbor,
State Farm is there.
All right, welcome back. Jeremy Diamond, Brett Swinney on the campus of Chapel Hill High School here. Just right out. You can see the football field from here. It looks like they're making some good progress on the new home side, which used to be the visitor side.
Yeah, and you've even got the parking lot they've got. They're working on down here below. New parking.
It's gonna be fantastic when it's done. Again, a great needed improvement, and I heard maybe a rumor that some of this area might be next on those improvement lists. So.
Well, that's kind of what happens when you start improving. Then you start realizing that other things need to be improved too. So it happens. I do like this view here, though.
So I guess they went back and said he was safe.
Did we do a review?
They must have. So Brooks did score.
Man, okay. So that's 1-1 there.
Sorry about that. We were.
Man, I had no idea. I thought they went to the half inning.
It looked good to me. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Sorry about that.
Man.
Yeah, we thought we were done. Everybody was kind of jogging, and we took a break, and then we should have been.
Good thing there was a undo button there.
Yeah, the undo button is my new best friend.
Okay. That was interesting. I didn't see him really talk about it. But.
Yeah, it must have been quick. All right, so Henry, ground ball to the pitcher. He throws to first, and that one is in time, and that's going to end the inning. So, again, thank you for tuning in. We're going to be taking a short break again, and we'll be right back, this time for real, for the bottom of the first inning here on NETSN.
Okay, your price is like State Farm, but is your coverage?
How we do things might leave you shocked. Our claims aren't done right. Our process is rough. It's tough.
Can I get help from an agent?
No luck.
Do it online?
No luck.
An app?
No luck.
take my phone. It's easy, I swear. Like a good neighbor,
State Farm is there.
All right, welcome back. Again,
We're now in the bottom of the first, Jeremy.
Now it's really the bottom of the first inning.
right.
Again, what a crazy deal. I guess it was an appeal there or something happened, and so they ended up calling the runner safe, and the runner did score, so Brooks was able to score from third. So it is 1-0 in favor of Kilgore. I noticed earlier, it is fixed now, but I noticed earlier when the JV game was going, it was like 3 runs, 4 runs, and the score said 0-0. I thought that was interesting. But it is fixed, and it's right out there now. So I don't know if that was just something they were having an issue with, but it is fixed. All right, here's the first pitch from Edney. That one's low for a ball.
You look through the lineup here, and Chapel Hill's got a lot of youth starting here. You've got, 2 seniors?
Swing and a miss there.
That's all they have graduating off this team.
Okay.
So.
And again, Coach Larkin in his first year. All right, 2 balls, no strikes. Edney's super tall, but from way up here, he doesn't look quite as tall.
He
right?
doesn't.
I thought that. I was like, wait a minute, they switch pitchers? All right, so here's the 2-0. or 2-1. Ground ball to short. Bobbles it. Fires to first.
Ooh.
In time for the out.
Just got him barely.
Yeah, just barely did. All right. That's going to bring up Quentin Cagle, the pitcher. Tells you a little bit about a pitcher if he gets to bat second.
Yeah, usually even possibly DH.
Yeah, sometimes or even lower in the lineup. Here's the first pitch to Cagle. Swing and a miss for a strike.
I think, and you mentioned earlier, no DH for Chapel Hill, which means, I mean, maybe they have just Cagle himself is that good a hitter.
Yeah.
You have him in there. You don't need a DH.
That's true. It may be the reason, yeah. All right, so 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, Edney working quickly. Ground ball to third. Scoop by Smith. Throw to first. Good throw there by him. So quickly out there. 2 up, 2 down. That's going to bring up the third hitter in the lineup, the third baseman, Case Williams.
Now, I've known Case's mom for, I don't know, went to school with her, so.
Strike 1 on that one.
Known this family for a while.
Okay.
She's here somewhere, I'm sure.
Parking. She may still be trying to park. You never know.
No,
Strike 2.
She teaches at the elementary, so she probably just came straight over here.
It's probably not a bad idea. It's a little bit limited in parking over here unless you want to drive out to the North 40 over there or South 40. All right, here's the 0-2.
Oh,
and it hits him.
Ouch.
Got away from Edney there, so hit by pitch brings the runner to first base.
That's the reason I retired from baseball, Jeremy.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. You got to hit it real hard.
Got to hammer it. All right. So runner at first base. That's going to bring up the cleanup hitter, Tyson Carlson. He's the first baseman tonight. Not necessarily the usual build for a cleanup guy, but Carlson's got the job tonight. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Again, Edney's got good speed on his pitches there.
Sorry, the chat's distracting me over here. It's Tyrell. He's supposed to be doing a game.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
He's supposed to be doing a game over there.
Oh.
He's with Jaron tonight.
Okay.
They're over in Tatum, or Troop Tatum. Should be in a good one there.
All right, here's the 0-2 pitch from Edney. Low and away for a ball. Good block there by Applegate, keeping it in front of him.
Speaking of that, back-to-back days of games, a lot of the games are moved to tomorrow night. So, Jeremy, you'll be in Kilgore tomorrow.
Yeah, so it'll be a quick turnaround. 1 ball, 2 strikes here.
Yeah, you're going to have to hit me in the head.
Here's the 1-2. He grounds it up the middle to the shortstop. He's going to step on the bag at second there and gets the out, and that's going to do it for the first inning of play. So after 1 inning, the score is 1-0 in favor of the Kilgore Bulldogs. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back on NETSN.
This is where legends rise. On the hardwood, under the lights, from the buzzer beaters to the rim rockers, we bring you the action. Raw, real, relentless. We cover every angle, every story, from the blacktop to the big stage. Your favorite hoopers, your squads, your passion, all in one place, only on NETSN. Live games, exclusive shows. This is the future of basketball culture. 24/7 sports entertainment. This isn't just a network, this is a movement. Welcome to NETSN. Game on.
All right, welcome back. Top of the second inning here in Chapel Hill, Texas, as the Bulldogs take on the Bulldogs. So one of those fun matchups. Again, there are several Bulldogs in this district with Carthage as well. And so Kilgore and Chapel Hill facing off again. Kilgore's got a 6-1 district record, and then Chapel Hill comes in at 1-6 in district.
Speaking of that, I'm gonna hop over and see if I can kind of keep our eyes on the other game in this district, Jeremy. Just I know that game is over here online, and
so we can keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I got my computer with me. Why not?
Why not? All right. So at bat is Brody Benson. Benson is taller than Edney, He's probably closer to 6'8". He's a tall guy as well. So both normal starting pitchers for Kilgore have they've got that downhill speed, right?
Yeah.
When you're throwing from that high off the ground,
It's a different angle.
it's a little extra velocity naturally. All right, here's the pitch. Strike one.
It is, it's like 0-0 over there, bottom of the first.
Swing and a miss. So 0-2. All right, here's the 0-2 delivery. He steps off the mound, resets. Outside for a ball. Ground ball into the dugout. There's foul. So we'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Kegel's done a pretty good job so far from the mound. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. So that's going to be a strikeout there. That's going to bring up Jackson Dickey, the right fielder. Here's the first pitch to him. Swing and a miss for strike one. Here's the 0-1, outside for a ball, so 1 ball, 1 strike. All right, here's the 1-1 delivery. That one is low for a ball, so 2 balls and 1 strike. That one's way inside for a ball, almost clipped him there, so 3 balls, 1 strike. Steps off the mound again. Here's the 3-1.
Ooh.
We'll chase that one, didn't need to.
Kind of jammed him up.
Yeah, he was trying to hit that one a long way and probably just needed to let that one go. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. So 3-2-1. Here's our countdown and the pitch. Line drive out of short there, and it gets into the left field. So a base hit there for Dickey, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Colt Barnhart.
The wind is picked up.
Yeah. It's punching our camera out there at center field, I guess. We're having a little issue staying connected again, so that high wind, it just doesn't.
I mean, it was working fine, and all of a sudden the wind picked up.
And it was like, just kidding. All right, so runner at first. Again, that's going to bring up Colt Barnhart. First pitch to him. Squares the bunt, lets that one go outside for a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes there. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Again, squares the bunt and pulls it back. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the 2-0. Again, squares the bunt. This time he got a foul tip. So 2 balls, 1 strike here. Again, runner at first base, 1 out. Barnhart's going to try to get him to the ninth hitter there, to Williams there in the 9th spot. Bunt gets down and runs foul. All right, so everybody's going to have to reset. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Barnhart steps in. Here's the pitch. Swings, high pop up, just over to third base. And the catch is made. So pop out there. Runner stays put. And that's going to bring up the left fielder, number 3, Braden Williams. So again, runner at first, Braden Williams up. Swings and misses at the first pitch. No throw. All right, so runner at second here in scoring position for Williams. 0-1 is the count. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. Good off-speed pitch there. Curve right over the plate. And now Williams in the hole, 0-2. Gets the sign from his catcher. Steps off the rubber and resets. There you go. That seemed to have fixed it, at least temporarily.
Hey, well, we'll go with it.
Yeah, we'll take what we can
I'm
get.
working over here. Trying.
Here is the 0-2. Line shot up the middle. And because of the range that the shortstop was having to take. Oh, no, the runner falls down.
Oh.
Play at third. And he's back in time.
Ooh.
Man, that was close.
Oh,
he did
man.
get back, but it was close. So single, the runner is safe, and he's going to advance to third base. Runner's on first.
Should be the. So
runner should end up at
Williams
third.
at third, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Williams at second.
Williams at second.
There we go. We're getting there.
It had him going to home.
Yeah, I saw that. So runners at second and third here.
It assumes he didn't slip.
Yeah, and he shouldn't have, right? I mean, he did. He ate some of that clover over there.
I mean, if you could give an error on the base runner, I guess.
Yeah. One of those unfortunate things. He should have scored there on that hit, but he slipped and fell. So, again, Dickey's at third. Williams is at second. And you got Kason Brooks with a world-class speed up at the plate.
And they're already back around at the top.
Yeah. All right, here's the pitch. That's outside for a ball. So
And the
1 ball, no strikes.
Thing is, you got 2 outs here, Jeremy.
Yeah.
They've gone through the whole lineup, and Chapel Hill still has a chance to get out of this inning without giving up any runs.
Which is
here.
crazy, yeah, for every weird thing that's happened.
Yeah.
All right, 2 balls, no strikes here. That one was low and outside. Yeah, for all the chaos, right, of the weird stuff that's happened, and especially in the first inning when we thought it was over and it wasn't, and everything else, to only be down a run. All right, here's the pitch. That's outside, ball 3.
I mean, right now, anything out of the infield is probably scoring 2.
Yeah, because Williams has got he's got good speed
and he's like halfway to second.
All right, so here's the 3-0. Comes set, kicks and fires. Called strike, so 3 balls, 1 strike. Again, he was taken the whole way. Going to make him throw a strike.
And there's some huge gaps out there, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of space in there. Here's the 3-1. That one's low, and it's going to walk the bases full. All right, so the bags are stacked for Colton Hale, the shortstop. Man, what a great situation here for Colton. If he can get a ball in the grass, should score 2, and it should put Brooks in a good spot to score as well. This is a huge at bat early in this game for Quentin Cagle here.
It really is, because you've got a couple of things that can happen here. You can get the batter, and I think that's a good move to coach going to talk to him for a second, because you get a ground ball in the infield, you should be able to go to your nearest bag.
Yeah. But we saw the other night in Cumberland, the sure play was not the one taken, and it ended up being a mistake, right? And so I think you have to be smart with it. When in doubt, first base is going to be, if you're not sure, if you're in between, just go to first. That's the farthest one to get to, right? And again, if it goes right to third base, then you're going to take that one. But anything that's iffy, I think it's just safe to throw to first and take your shot there, because, again, the runs don't count if you get the guy out.
Well,
right?
anything, it can be from 1-0 Kilgore after this half inning, or could right here could, with one swing of the bat, could be 4-0. Just that easily. Because I think anything in the outfield with Brooks at first, I mean, he is hauling it. Unless it's a short one to, they cut off quickly. If it gets past the initial outfielder's run, then I think they're going to wave him around.
All right, here's the pitch to Hale. Called strike. Ooh. Caught the outside of the black, I guess the very outside.
When we have a great view up here.
Yeah.
I looked a little bit outside myself.
Good frame job there by the catcher. Here's the 0-1 delivery. That one is low for a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's the one thing we can't see is the low one. That actually was a good pitch across the plate. It was just too low.
All right, here's the 1-1.
Oh, good curve.
Yeah,
you saw that. Whew.
Yeah, that buckled Hale. Hale's got a great sweeper himself, and so for that to get him says a lot.
I thought it was coming at him for a second.
All right, Cortland Brown says, "Go Dogs." You're welcome. We're glad you tuned in.
Which dogs?
Well, yeah, that's true. There's a red heart and then blue paws. So I don't know. It's kind of I got both. I think maybe they're like Jaron. They're just rooting for both teams.
I mean,
so 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, Hale's got the bases loaded here with 2 outs. So here's your 2-2-2. Roll those dice. That is a line shot out to deep left field. The left fielder ranges back and makes the catch. So not a bad hit there by Hale. Just happened to be right to the guy. That's going to do it for the top of the 2nd inning. Chapel Hill does the job. They keep Kilgore from scoring with the bases loaded, and it's still 1-0. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this on NETSN.
Okay, your price is like State Farm, but is your coverage?
How we do things might leave you shocked. Our claims aren't done right. Our process is rough. It's tough.
Can I get help from an agent?
No luck.
Do it online?
No luck.
An app?
No luck.
Take my phone. It's easy, I swear. Like a good neighbor,
State Farm is there.
All right, welcome back. Bottom of the 2nd inning. Chapel Hill up to bat, down 1-0, and they're going to have the 5th place hitter, the left fielder George Cameron, leading off. Edney goes into his windup. First pitch inside, ball 1. All right, here's the 1-0 delivery. Inside again, ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes. Again, Cameron had that great catch in left field in the inning just a second ago. The 2-0 delivery, it's a little check swing. Weird bouncer there. Edney doesn't field it early. Throws to first in time for the out.
Wow, it's a great job to stay with it.
That's crazy. All right, so that's going to bring up Matthias Snelson, the right fielder. Wearing the number 12.
I think sometimes, as even the little leaguers have trouble with that ball because they try to rush it.
Yeah, he had all day, and he tried to do. He couldn't decide if he wanted to go bare hand or glove, and he kind of.
It's like he was toying with him. He was
Yeah.
like, I'm just going to juggle this a little bit, then throw you out.
Caught the outside. Oh no. Okay, I thought that was going to be a strike after last inning,
I
but
did too. I thought
he
that.
says not this time. So 2 balls, no strikes. That one's in there for a strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike here to the 6th place hitter, the right fielder. Here's the got him again. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. The scoreboard's off a little bit. So 2-2.
Ours isn't though.
Yeah, we're good this time.
I'm on it for now.
All right, here's the 2-2 delivery from Edney. That's a line shot.
Oh, hit the pole.
I was like, that isn't. I thought those little
Wow.
kids were going to have to duck, and it decided to come right back. So
Man, how hard is it to hit that light pole?
I know. And on Little League night, there's plenty of kids to chase the ball down. So we're going to redo the 2-2. Here it comes. Outside, ball 3. So full count. You know, Snelson's really he's up on that plate, so he's not giving a lot of room to the inside there. All right, here's the full count pitch. Says that's low, ball 4.
Hmm.
All right. So that's going to bring up Jacavian Snow, the catcher tonight.
I think he's the backup quarterback was this past season on the football team. I think he'll maybe be a quarterback next year.
Okay, here's the pitch to him. Outside. Guess he said he pulled the bat back, so 1 ball, no strikes. Looked like he reached over there. I don't know about that one, but they say it's a ball, so we'll go with what the umpire says.
I guess he pulled it back in time.
Yeah, here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss.
Which explains that such a sophomore group should be a pretty talented athletic group here. They've got a lot of sophomores out here on the baseball field. So,
all right, here's the 1-1. Great breaking ball there from Edney. Locked up Snow there. He just wasn't sure what was coming and put that in there perfectly. All right, here's the 1-2. High, ball 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes.
they're making him throw some pitches this inning, that's for sure.
Yeah. Here's the 2-2 delivery from Edney. It calls time. So he was checking the runner, and batter called time. So we're going to reset. Again, thanks for tuning in. Please let us know who you're cheering for. You can't just say go Dogs because you got to give us some help here. Is it Chapel Hill or Kilgore? And then where are you watching from? Here's the 2-2. That is a fly ball to left field. Williams is under it, makes the catch, and gets it back in. So the runner doesn't advance, so it keeps the runner at first. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Olandris Feggett.
All right, Olandris is one of our tech students here at the at Chapel Hill. We'll have to work with him this summer. Good kid.
All right, so Edney squares up here, comes home. It's a ground ball. That's going to be foul. It's going to go toward the Kilgore dugout there. So 0-1 to him.
This weather now is after the sun went down.
Oh, yeah, it's perfect.
Now we're in ideal weather.
Yeah,
here.
I can see the screen well now. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. So quickly 0-2. And again, I think Edney's at his best when he attacks. I think a little bit in this inning he's tried to paint and frame a little bit, maybe too much. I think he just needs to come at him downhill. See if you can catch my stuff. So he checks the runner, comes set, throws to first.
Ooh.
It's close, but the runner gets back in time. Great move there by Edney. Almost got him. So Snelson resets on his leadoff. Edney comes set. Time is called by the batter.
You get tired of waiting, I guess.
Yeah. Edney does that though. He'll come quick, and then he'll slow down. Right, he's doing
changing paces.
Yeah, trying to mix it up a little bit so you can't get a good look at him. Here's the 0-2, ground ball to the pitcher. He's going to flip to first in time for the out. And that's going to do it for the second inning of play. So we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back for third inning action here in Chapel Hill. We'll be right back after this break.
This is where legends rise. On the hardwood, under the lights, from the buzzer beaters to the rim rockers, we bring you the action. Raw, real, relentless. We cover every angle, every story, from the blacktop to the big stage. Your favorite hoopers, your squads, your passion, all in one place, only on NETSN. Live games, exclusive shows. This is the future of basketball culture. 24/7 sports entertainment. This isn't just a network, this is a movement. Welcome to NETSN. Game on.
All right, welcome back. Again, your score 1-0 in favor of the Kilgore Bulldogs. We're here in Chapel Hill, Texas. Jeremy Diamond, Brett Swinney, and we're NETSN. We're excited to bring you tonight's broadcast. Again, a beautiful night, like you said. Once the sun started going down, it really has calmed down, and just a great night for baseball. And, again, one of those games, again, where we're on a natural field, right? A lot of teams and a lot of places have switched to the turf, but it's different, right? You go play on a turf field, the ball bounces completely different, right? And so this is kind of back to what you and I played with.
No turf dirt here.
Yeah, no turf dirt, just dirt.
I got a do Sports Center update.
Okay, what you got?
We got the bottom of the second inning. Carthage leads Spring Hill 2-1.
Okay.
So
2-1.
have you ever been to Carthage's field?
I have not.
It looks really nice here on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
mean,
that is nice. All right, so this is going to bring up, it's going to be Colt Barnhart up to bat here.
I got Miles Applegate.
I know, that's weird. Something happened there. We lost something.
Huh.
Interesting.
That's weird.
It's going to be a loud.
It is Miles Applegate.
Oh, it is Applegate. Sorry, I saw 4 earlier and he walked out. I'm wrong. Never mind. I take it back. The 1-1s look like a 4. His jersey was wrinkled.
Okay.
I'll apologize. I'm old. I can't see that far.
I was like, how do we get that far? I'm not doing that bad a job over here on there. We're not like 4 batters off.
That's right. Here's the 0-1. Maybe. Oh, and it plunks him.
Oh.
So, he's a catcher. He's tough. He's used to that kind of stuff. He says, I'll take it and go to first. So a plunk there. And that's going to bring up Kason Edney, the pitcher. I was like, wait a second, something seemed off. But again, I'm old and I can't see. Those numbers are great, but man.
You're a lot older than I am.
Listen, can't help it.
I mean, by a couple of months.
So we have a courtesy runner over there at first. And I believe that's number 10, Dre Sanders. He typically is the courtesy runner.
Can I courtesy
runner?
I
wouldn't even mess with it. I tried that once, and it was haywire. Yeah, we just pretend like it's Applegate and call it good.
All right. I'm all for that. Applegate could get him run.
That's right, and it won't even be his. But that's all right. It counts if you got yourself on base. I feel like it should count anyway.
That's true.
All right, so pitch to Edney, outside, ball 1.
Especially if you get beamed like that.
Yeah. So Cagle allowed the leadoff runner with a hit by pitch. But again, you got the courtesy runner, Sanders. Sanders has got decent speed there at first base. All right, here's the pitch. That one's also low, so ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes here. To the cleanup hitter, Edney, who's also tonight's starting pitcher. So, help your cause out a little bit here, right? Drive one in the outfield, see if you can get something to happen.
Lots of
Here's the 2-0 delivery. Oh, and that hits him as well, I think.
Yep, it did.
No? The whole dugout's yelling, let it hit you.
He must have just.
Yeah, he must have got out of the way. So 3-0. Yeah, they all want him to get hit.
Well.
And ball 4. So either way, he gets his base. So back-to-back walks.
Well, that's the, I guess, the non-injury way to get on base.
Yeah, it's the better way, right? Especially when you're the starting pitcher. He's also going to have a courtesy runner, and I believe that's going to be number 14, Devin Tenney, I think is who that is. I'm going to double-check when he gets over to first. That's who it looked like to me. So, again, Sanders at second. Yep, that's Tenney at first. So speed at both places there with no outs here, top of the 3rd inning. So Case and Henry looking to do a little damage from the DH spot. He lays down a great bunt.
Oh, he might get on with that.
And there's no coverage at first.
Oh,
and a collision. And then that's going to bring a run home.
Oh.
And then another throwaway is going to – nope, they're going to hold. So that's going to bring the runner to second. So there's a lot that just happened there.
All right, so we have a
so the batter was
safe. Batter ended up at second base. Yeah, we had some mistakes there.
Yep, and then you're going to have Applegate goes scores.
And then
Edney, pinch runner goes to third. And then we got a lot going on. All right, so runners at second and third here.
Wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, no out. So, again, 2-0 in favor of the Kilgore Bulldogs. That is the one thing. We're at that eye line where I got to lean up and lean down to check the scoreboard and make sure it matches what we have. So, 2-0 Kilgore, and that's going to bring up Brody Benson, the first baseman. 2 runners in scoring position for him. Ball's high, so ball 1 to him. All right, runners take their leads. Here's the 1-0 delivery, squares the bunt, puts down a great bunt. Pitcher's going to throw to first base in time for the out, but it is a sacrifice. So runner at third. And again, just 1 out here in the inning. So 3-0 in favor of Kilgore. Again, they're playing that great small ball, right? Bunt and score there. A little matriculation, a little sacrifice.
So important for them to get guys on early in the inning for that.
Yeah, that really does make them dangerous. All right, here's the pitch. Outside ball.
Ooh,
he calls a strike. I'm gonna quit predicting because that looked like the one from last thing. It was a ball that looked like the one before that was a strike. So I don't know. He's just a little different there. Swing and a miss from Dickey there. Again, I think that's a product of that one before it being a strike. He thinks he's got to expand his zone there and got a little too aggressive. All right, here's the 0-2 to Dickey. Again, runner at third base. That's a hot shot foul right past Coach Hubbard.
It's a big bat for a Kilgore right here.
Yes.
If he can just get this batter out, and then he can focus on the next batter and not have to worry about the runner.
Right. Yeah, getting it out here is going to be really important. Then you get down to just finishing the guy at the plate, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, and especially this batter too, because if he hits it in play, the runner has a chance to advance. But if he gets this guy at the plate here, and
foul tip, but it stayed away from the catcher's mitt, so he stays alive. So 0-2 again.
But if he can get this batter here, and then he can solely focus on getting the next guy out.
Right. Yeah, anything in play here will probably score the runner from third. All right, here's the 0-2 delivery again. That is a line shot to third.
Oh, nice play.
It was caught by the third baseman there. Runner dives back in time. So 2 outs in the inning, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Colt Barnhart. Now Colt's up. Now I'm right.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to come up in the inning. Yeah, I was predicting it.
Okay.
That's what we'll say anyway. All right. That's why we get paid the big bucks, right?
That's right.
All right, here's the pitch. Inside part of the plate, but he catches enough to get a strike call. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. We're excited that you're here. All right, here's the 0-1. That one's low in the dirt. So 1 ball, 1 strike here.
I think my son's having fun over there.
It looks like he's
locked in.
In a good way, he's lost in the sauce, right? All right, here's the 1-1.
Ooh, that's a curve.
Yeah, it did, because he was stepping out of the box, and then he decided to swing there. Got him all kinds of off balance. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here.
I think and even being this high, you can really see that arm angle and the turn on it.
Here,
I think sometimes when you're sitting lower, it's harder to see it.
Yeah, unless it's that side-to-side movement. You can see the sweeper, but, yeah, that curve that drops down, it's much easier to see from here. All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Barnhart. Here's the pitch. That is a line shot out to left field. Oh, it's over the left fielder's head. It gets down, and it's going to score a run. And Barnhart is trucking for second base. So he's got a stand-up double, an RBI double, and now it's 4-0 in favor of the Kilgore Bulldogs. What a great piece of hitting there.
Yeah.
Just staying alive, right? I mean, he kind of fought off a little bit and hung in there. He had that two-strike pitch was a terrible swing, and then
so Cameron did himself a disservice out there as an outfielder. Jeremy, what was your first step?
Cannot be in. Cannot be in.
Is it hard to run backwards?
It's impossible. Yeah. All right. So runner at second in scoring position for Braden Williams. Line shot to the second baseman. He drops it. He picks it back up. He throws over to first.
Oh, great dig.
What a dig there. And he makes the play. So a little bobble, but not enough to harm the out there. That's going to do it for the top of the third inning. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to be right back for the bottom of the third inning here in Chapel Hill, Texas on NETSN.
This is where legends rise. On the hardwood, under the lights, from the buzzer beaters to the rim rockers, we bring you the action. Raw, real, relentless. We cover every angle, every story, from the blacktop to the big stage. Your favorite hoopers, your squads, your passion, all in one place, only on NETSN. Live games, exclusive shows. This is the future of basketball culture. 24/7 sports entertainment. This isn't just a network, this is a movement. Welcome to NETSN. Game on.
All right, welcome back. Jeremy Diamond, Brett Swinney here in Chapel Hill, Texas, home of the Chapel Hill Bulldogs. They are in a 4-0 deficit. Edney back on the mound for another inning of work. And the windup. Strike one. So first pitch, a strike there. All right, Edney in the windup again. Outside and low for a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike here. Again, as we were saying earlier, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We couldn't do it without you tuning in and watching. Otherwise, we'd just be talking to ourselves, which is...
I mean, we could do that.
We could. It's not quite as much fun, so we're glad you're there. Again, all you have to do is click that subscribe button on YouTube. It's absolutely free. It is free. It doesn't cost you a thing. And then you can be updated when we go live in different places.
Along with everything else on that.
That's right. Everything we do is free. So 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Oop. Oop, where's the undo? Oh, it's up there. Wait a second.
So here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And that is a Tara Harris State Farm strikeout. And that's going to bring up the next hitter in the lineup. So strikeout number 1 for Edney.
It's the first
tonight.
one? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's going to bring up number 3, Kason Davis. So back around to the top of the lineup for Chapel here. I can't even speak. Chapel Hill here in the bottom of the third inning. See, this is what happens. My get tongue-tied. All right, here's the pitch. That's a foul off to the right. Oh, that one went in the weeds.
Oh, Breckham, please don't go look for that one.
No, he is. He's going. He's got his waders on and the whole bit. He's going to find a snake and an alligator and a ball. All right, here's the 0-1 delivery.
And he's still going for it.
Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's
calculating now. At least he's got good decision making. He's like, yeah, that's a little bit worse than I thought. I'm going to let that one go. All right, here's the 1-1. Ground ball to third. Smith drops it.
Uh-oh.
And eats it.
Is that E5?
Yeah, that's going to be an error there.
Yeah. Some of them are, some people are more, strict on those than others.
Yeah, I'm pretty mean. All right. Well, and on that one, that's an easy play. He tried to. It was the exchange from glove to hand, and he dropped it, and then couldn't find it quick enough, and so it let the runner get on. That's going to bring up the pitcher Quentin Cagle, so a chance to help his own cause here. He's going to square to bunt. That pitch comes in and is fouled, so 1 strike there.
It looked like a good pitch too. Oh yeah, I didn't reset again, did it?
All right, so 0-1 here.
I think we should have used the third base camera as the pitcher camera right there.
Edney comes set. It's a foul ball to the left side. Oh, had a chance at a great pop up there and couldn't quite come up with it. They're gonna razz him for that one too.
We need a fan cam.
Yeah, somebody running around. So no balls, 2 strikes there. All right, and then Kilgore, pitch comes to him.
Well, that's perfect.
In play,
oh,
and just
man.
foul.
Wow, that was close.
That was about a foot, maybe foot and a half out of play there.
Could have scored a run.
Yeah.
To where that one ended
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, that thing it hit the ground and it went straight left. It had so much spin on it. It would have been hard for Williams to track that down and at least gotten the runner easily to third, if not all the way in.
And it's not hitting as hard as it would on the turf either.
Right. So again, no balls, 2 strikes here. Kilgore with a chance to help his own cause. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball up the middle to the shortstop. Goes to second. Throw to first.
Oh, he gave it to him. He gave the whole place, but it was expecting it to be. Uh-oh.
Yeah, so double play was the call. I think Coach is going to double check. So before we confirm, we might have to undo what we did, but
yeah,
we're going to look and see. He's going to ask for help. It was close.
Did it pull the runner the foot off the bag?
No, the foot was on the bag. I just don't know if the time was in time. So I think they're going to talk about it here. And again, I think a great job there by Coach Larkin, just making sure. You don't often win these, but a second look will help you. They're going to stick with a call. So that's going to do it for the 3rd inning. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll be right back for 4th inning action here on NETSN.
Okay, your price is like State Farm, but is your coverage?
How we do things might leave you shocked. Our claims aren't done right. Our process is rough. It's tough.
Can I get help from an agent?
No luck.
Do it online?
No luck.
An app?
No luck.
Take my phone. It's easy, I swear. Like a good neighbor,
State Farm is there.
All right, welcome back. Top of the 4th inning. Jeremy Diamond, Brett Swinney for NETSN. Hey, we want to say, again, a special thank you to the Kilgore Bulldog Baseball Booster Club. Say that 5 times fast. They've been great to us all season. They were part of what brought us out to cover Kilgore games this year, and we're thankful for them, for Mr. Applegate and all those on the crew there that helped make that happen. And then we also want to say thank you to Tara Harris, the State Farm agent there in Kilgore. She is the primary sponsor of Kilgore Bulldog Baseball this year, and again, if you're looking for an insurance quote or if you just want to see if you got the best deal around, she would love nothing more than to take a few minutes of time and look and see what you have and see if she can beat it. And then please let her know that we sent you. We would love to know that. That helps her know that, again, that, you know, she's got, again, she wants to sponsor these kids, right? She's excited about youth sports, but also it's nice to know that you kind of get a both and, right? So, again, reach out to her if you have any needs. And, again, we're thankful for both of them for making our group a part of this season. It's been a fun coverage so far, and we hope to continue it a long way into the playoffs as well. So it looks like, if things keep going the way they are, it should be a good run.
You got an update.
Okay.
2-2, top third. Now, Spring Hill and Carthage tied up.
They got runners at 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah.
Man. All right, so 2-2 is your score there. Here, it's 4-0 in favor of Kilgore, and we're going to go back to the leadoff man, Kason Brooks.
This is his 3rd time up already.
Yeah, so he's 1 for 1. He was walked, so he scored a run, I believe, and so he's kind of done it all a little bit so far. So he's going to see what he can do here in his 3rd at bat, 2nd official at bat. So strike 1 there to him. All right, so 0-1 to Brooks. Ball outside, so 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1-1 is our count here to Brooks.
Sack fly over here now. It's a 3-2 Spring Hill.
Okay. All right, here's the 1-1 delivery from Kilgore. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike.
That Spring Hill series is coming up. It should be a fun one.
Yeah. You got Gilmore.
Gilmore?
Happy
Gilmore.
Gilmore girls. Happy Gilmore, yeah. No, Gilmer coming up as well. So kind of a good little stretch here for Kilgore to see where they're at. All right, here's the 2-1. Ooh, that's behind him.
I know.
Here it comes. Let it hit you. They're all yelling, let it hit you. He points at him. He said, "You do that."
No, I'm good.
Yeah. He said, "That's easy to say from over there." So 3 balls, 1 strike.
He's just got one more ball, and he can get on for free. And
That's right. Yeah, he's like, why would I get hit if I can just wait maybe one more pitch? Here's the 3-1 from Kilgore. Swing and a miss.
Kilgore says, not so fast.
Yeah, that was a good pitch there by him. So full count. All right, here's the 3-2 pitch.
Oh, good pitch.
Ooh. Feathered that one. Good pitch there from Kilgore. Gets the strikeout. So Brooks is retired for the first time tonight, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Colton Hale.
Man, those are my favorite strikeouts, when they just make the batter.
Yeah.
Just.
And again, I think if you're Brooks, you're going to go back and say that was a little bit inside, right? But a good pitch by Kilgore, and again, you might have make the umpire call, and he did. So
3-2, you gotta protect the plate though. You can't rely on the umpire.
All right, first pitch, swinging strike there. So Kilgore settling in a little bit here. All right, here's the 0-1 to Hale. So 1 ball, 1 strike. We were talking about it in the break. If you're here, it looks like there's 70 pitches thrown by one pitcher and 8 by the other.
Man, that would be a bad.
We've got it a little bit different than that. We got Kilgore in the 30s and Edney in the 40s, I think. But
that'd be pretty efficient if you only threw 8 pitches.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say that might be it'd be impossible to get that many outs in just 8 pitches, right, through 3 innings. So something's off there, obviously. All right, so again, 2 balls, 1 strike here to Hale. Here's the delivery from Kilgore. That one's in the dirt, so 3 balls, 1 strike. So we were there the other night. You know, they did the tornado siren, and they were told they couldn't do that anymore. And the dugout does like to have a lot of fun. That's one of the things I enjoy about baseball is you get a lot of the razzing and some of those fun things that the teams do to kind of distract. All right, here's the 3-1.
Softball's worse, though.
Yeah, inside for a ball, so they're going to walk him. So that's going to put Hale on first, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Miles Applegate. This time I'm right. It is 11 and not 4. I should have known by the build last time, too. But, again, we're elevated, so sometimes. But Applegate coming up to bat. He's officially 0-1.
Big country.
I like it. I like it. Okay, ball 1 to Applegate. As a kid, I grew up, my grandparents were from Oklahoma, and so they watched Oklahoma State basketball, and there was Bryant Reeves, big country, that played for the Grizzlies.
That's the first thing that came up when I heard they said
throw over to first. Back safely.
What about the NCAA tournament this weekend?
Man.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, if you're Duke, why do you not just hold the ball and get fouled and take 2 free throws?
Should. Like, 3 of them should have held it. None of that. Just should never pass the ball.
No. Swing and a miss, foul tip.
But what a shot, though.
Oh, man, yeah. I mean, that guy, he's a freshman, I think. I think they said he was a freshman. And he's going to go down in history, right? I mean, he's going to be remembered forever for that shot. I mean, that was logo deep. It's crazy. My bracket's just supremely busted.
Yeah, it was already busted.
I've got the champion still in for me. All right, it's going to be a fly ball out to left field. The left fielder comes in. He doesn't make the catch. It's on the ground. Hale's going to pick up the speed. He's going to turn and go to third. And Applegate's going to have a stand-up double. So double there by Applegate. Again, an error probably on the left fielder there, but we're gonna let it go.
Are you going there?
No, we're gonna let it go. We'll call it a double, but yes, it should be an error.
Okay.
I would say an error if I were the official scorer. All right, so it's going to bring up the cleanup man, the pitcher, Kason Edney. Again, he's got runners on base, so a chance here for him to bring a couple of guys home.
So I think I've worked with several different guys doing baseball over this last several years, and I think Jason is on the. If it's any close, it's an error.
Yeah.
He's an error man, and then you got Jaron who gives the benefit of the doubt to everyone. No, it's okay. We don't want to give him an error. So.
Oh, they plunk him. So Edney gets hit by a pitch, and that's going to load the bases. And it's going to bring up the DH, Kason Henry. Yeah.
So would you say you're in the middle?
No, I'm a little bit more Jason.
Okay.
I would
There's
say
not many. There's not many there on the Jason
I'm
side.
I'm 2/3 Jason and maybe 1/3 Jaron. Again, that should have been a catch. But again, he got a late jump, right?
Yeah.
So maybe not the easiest catch, but to let it go all the way behind you and not stop it, I think that's the part where it would be an error to me.
We got that courtesy runner again there, Jeremy.
Yeah. So Sanders is at second. Got Hale at third. Again, just one out here in the inning. It's a loud fly ball off to right.
Oh. In the boonies.
Yep, out in the weeds.
I wonder how many balls are back.
I don't know. Somebody's going to go in there one day and find like just a collection. It's a fly ball out to left field. The left fielder moves over and makes the catch. Runner's tag. That's a great throw.
Oh, we got him.
Wow.
Oh, got him down.
What a hose. Oh, my goodness. The right fielder, Matthias Nelson, said, I might have made an error earlier, but I'm going to make up for it with a laser from right field. And that's going to do it for the inning. Man, that's going to do it for the inning, excuse me. So a double play there, kind of the unconventional one, right? Catch it in the outfield, and then the outfield assist coming home.
He made up for that play earlier.
He did. What an incredible play. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back for the bottom of the fourth inning here on NETSN.
This is where legends rise. On the hardwood, under the lights, from the buzzer beaters to the rim rockers, we bring you the action. Raw, real, relentless. We cover every angle, every story, from the blacktop to the big stage. Your favorite hoopers, your squads, your passion, all in one place, only on NETSN. Live games, exclusive shows. This is the future of basketball culture. 24/7 sports entertainment. This isn't just a network, this is a movement. Welcome to NETSN. Game on.
All right, welcome back. Bottom of the fourth inning. Again, Kilgore has a 4-0 lead over Chapel Hill. And again, they've taken advantage of mistakes, and it looked like they were going to do more there. And then
eraser throw. That's an eraser.
Yeah.
Was it like in basketball where the guy comes onto the backside and just erases the shot?
Yes. Well, and I think the equivalent, too, a lot of times people think the right fielder, that might be the guy that, like in the Little League, that's the kid that's pulling flowers because nobody hits it over there, right? But Snelson said, not me, sir. I have a cannon, and I'll feel free to use that howitzer. And he did. He threw a frozen rope. Catcher did a great job of coming up the line a little bit, and Hale had no chance. His only hope there was to do some kind of jumping somersault flip thing over the top. But a great throw there from the outfield and the put out, and that ended the inning. Or ended the top half of the inning. So we're bottom half of the fourth inning here. Again, Edney back on the mound for another inning of work. And he's going to be facing Case Williams, the third baseman, the guy that bats in the third spot. So they're going to be Williams, Carlson, and Cameron. And then if anybody gets on, we'll move around the lineup from there.
And I feel like that.
Called a ball there, so ball one.
I feel like Chapel Hill is like a couple of good hits away from being right back in this game.
Yes.
Because they've pitched themselves and fielded themselves out of some jams.
Yeah.
Because this could easily be 9 or 10 to nothing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So 2 balls, no strikes. Yeah, it could. This could easily be a different ball game. And again, that play at that inning really changed the whole complexion of things because it looked dangerous for Chapel Hill there.
They got out of that second inning, too.
So he says low there, 3-0. Yeah, they got out a couple innings with some trouble and really pitched around some issues. And so, all right, here's the 3-0. Right down the middle for a strike. Again, Williams taking all the way there. So 3 balls and 1 strike. It's a high pop up there, and the catch is made by Edney. He didn't have to range very far for that one. Those are nice, right? When you can get a quick little pop up there, take about 6 steps off the mound and make the catch. So 1 out here. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Tyson Carlson. Carlson is 0 for 1. All right, here's the first pitch from Edney. That's a loud shot out to left field. Williams ranges in and makes the catch. So quickly 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and that's going to bring up George Cameron, the left fielder.
It's efficient. Efficient inning, not having to use up a lot of pitches.
Yeah, this is what you want, I think, if you're Edney, right? You get an easy one here. Again, kind of some disappointment. You didn't put up more runs there in that last inning, and so a way to get back in the groove here is get 3 quick outs. So here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. So 1-0 here. All right, here's the 1-0 pitch. Says he missed just barely, so 2 balls, no strikes. Edney wanted that one back. He knew he just missed where he wanted that one to go. Here's the 2-0.
Oh! Ouch.
Yeah, those hurt. Upper bicep shot there.
Man. Ooh.
So that's going to put a runner on, and that's going to bring up number 12, Matthias, the Howitzer Snelson. So he had that outfield put out.
Oh, and you got the microphone down there. You could really hear that pop
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, when it sounds that loud and it hits flesh, you know it's hard. That's a strike, so 0-1 quickly there. All right, here's the 0-1 delivery from Edney. It's a shot out to right field. It's going to go out of play. It's going to hit the fence and come back in. So foul ball.
That ball was saved by the fence.
Yeah, George Cameron was already headed to third when that ball hit the ground, so he was moving. He's going to have to come all the way back. So going to have to go back about 130 feet after that round there and reset. So again, 0-2 here to Snelson. Another foul ball, stays alive.
Stay.
I feel like you have to do CPR. I've spent so many years as a coach. That was the music I played when they did the CPR test.
Oh, so yeah.
That was the rhythm of the speed you needed to go. So
interesting.
When you did that, I almost did compressions. All right, he throws over to first. Not in time. Runner's safe.
We don't have to do that, so.
Okay. Yeah, we had to do it every year. So one of those things that's like ingrained in the brain. All right, here's the 0-2 from Edney. Runner goes. And swing and a miss. So another State Farm Tara Harris strikeout. This one was swinging, and that's the second one of the night for Edney, and that's going to do it for the 4th inning. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back after this here on NETSN.
Okay, your price is like State Farm, but is your coverage?
How we do things might leave you shocked. Our claims aren't done right. Our process is rough. It's tough.
Can I get help from an agent?
No luck.
Do it online?
No luck.
An app?
No luck.
Take my phone. It's easy, I swear. Like a good neighbor,
State Farm is there.
All right, welcome back. It's the 5th inning here in Chapel Hill, Texas. Jeremy Diamond, Brett Swinney. Again, 4-0 in favor of Kilgore. It could have been a lot worse, like you said. A couple of good defensive plays by Chapel Hill has kept this game in reach, as you would say here. But this is going to be a crucial inning for Cagle and for the Bulldogs of Chapel Hill to not let Kilgore score. They've kind of had this habit so far tonight of scored in the first, didn't in the second, scored in the third, didn't in the fourth. So if they keep that rhythm, they would score here in this inning, and that's what Chapel Hill has got to keep from happening. And again, if you're the Bulldogs, you would want nothing more than to put up a couple runs. Again, Benson's going to be up. He's 0 for 1 with an RBI. He was one of the guys that got plunked for a walk and had the sacrifice as well. Ground ball to the shortstop. Big hop there. Throws to first. In time for the out. Great play there by the shortstop, Timothy Brown. Again, that was a pretty tall hop. He's not really tall over there at short, and he kind of had to reach up there and get a hold of it, but he did and had the quick throw to first, and it's 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. That's going to bring up the 7th place hitter, Jackson Dickey, the right fielder tonight. It's a line drive out of the reach of the shortstop, and it goes all the way into left field for a base hit. So a good piece of hitting by Dickey there. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Colt Barnhart. Barnhart's 1 for 2 with an RBI as well. He had that great double in that inning, in the 3-run inning. Brought in a run. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here. Steps out of that one, swings and misses. He did that last at bat as well. That off-speed pitch threw him a little bit. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here, top of the 5th inning. And the pitch. Outside, good eye there by Barnhart. So 2 balls, 1 strike. He wanted to swing, and he said, I better not. All right, Cagle comes set, comes home. Ground ball, foul. And we're going to reset here at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, Barnhart staying alive here.
Man, don't make me do it again.
Bah, 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 bah. All right, here's the 2-2 to Barnhart.
Ooh.
Off speed just misses. That one hung up just a little bit there. So full count here, 3 balls.
Better squatted a little bit.
Yeah, that was smart of him to do that. So full count here. Yeah, it was. It was smart. And again, that didn't quite come over the plate like last time. And he draws a walk. So great job there again by Colt Barnhart of staying alive. Runner goes to second. And so now we have runners at first and second, just 1 out. And that's going to bring up the left fielder, Braden Williams. I thought Colt was in a little bit of trouble early in that at-bat because he was kind of stepping out of that off-speed, but managed to work his way back into a favorable count, drew the walk. So Williams swings at the first pitch. That's a foul ball right over there by Beckham. Can he get to it? He's on the run. He's on the run.
He's got it.
He got it. Attaboy. All right, Beckham swinging with the foul ball recovery. Now he's got to know what to do. He's like, do I hold it? Do I hide it?
He's like, he's going to run over here. Yeah. I guarantee he's going to try.
Bunts down by Williams. Throw to first. In time for the out, but he does advance both runners. So runners at second and third here, 2 outs, and that's going to bring up.
He's going to throw it. He had to give it up. Luckily, he didn't hit anybody.
I was going to say, at least he didn't yeet it into the field of play or something and take someone out. All right, so Kason Brooks, the leadoff man up here. He's 1 for 2 with a walk as well. So he's got a chance here to extend the lead. Runners at second, third, so 2 runners in scoring position for him. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle, swings and misses. Good pitch there by Cagle. I think he's done a good job of that tonight of mixing speeds just a little bit to keep the hitters off balance.
Yeah, he's mixed speeds, and he's also he's brought in that breaking pitch. It's frozen a couple guys.
0-2 quickly to Brooks. Just a little timing issue there with Brooks on the swing to the ball there. Look for something probably away here. If I'm Cagle, I'm going to try to get him to chase since I've thrown a couple inside. Here's the 0-2. There's your outside. He doesn't take it, so 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now, if it's me, I'm elevating here. I'm going to go high here. I'm going to run one up by the chest and see if he's going to bite, see if he'll chase it. Here's the 1-2. He does throw inside, and Brooks just gets out of the way.
They elevated right at him.
Yeah. He said that one went by. They're like, take the hit. All right, it's 2-2 and 2 out, so Deuce is wild. Take those hats off, shake the dice. Let's see how they roll. Ground ball to the shortstop. Shortstop, oh, he boots it. That's going to score 1. It's going to score a second run, and Brooks is down to second base, and he's in time. So a single there by Brooks. The batter ends up at second base. So we had an error there by the shortstop, and it scored 2 runs. And so now your score is 6-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. So Brooks is going to make the quick exchange there with Coach Hubbard, get him all the pink gear. And we're going to have Colton Hale, the shortstop, up with 2 outs here and a runner in scoring position.
That one really hurts if you're Chapel Hill right there.
Because you had the ground ball where you could have gone, you almost could have tagged the runner coming by. And he probably had Brooks would have been tough to throw out at first for sure. But it doesn't score runs if you just field it clean at worst, right? Mm-hmm. Or maybe 1 at worst. All right, it's a loud foul ball off to the right. Took a bounce there, and no one quite got to that one. So we're going to reset again.
Beckham's going to get it so he can throw it back in.
Hey, why not? Why not?
He's a ball magnet.
Yeah, he's like, look what I found. All right, so strike call there to Hale. So 0-2. Ground ball to the shortstop. Shortstop throws to first. It's wide, and the runner is safe at home, and then Hale advances to second. So a ground ball should have been another out. We had an error. So Brooks scores, and Hale ends up at second base. And again, this is that thing that you don't want to do if you're Chapel Hill, right, is you make the mistakes. And, again, you've had 2 chances now to be out of the inning. The first one was a bobble throw, and then that one he kind of rushed the throw, and it was an errant throw and got away from the first baseman, and all of a sudden it's they put up a 3 spot.
Kind of unraveling a little bit here in this 5th.
And again, you got Applegate up with a runner on second, and he's liable to hit one to the fence here. Ball high. Oh, he calls it a strike. Right at the nameplate there. All right, so 0-2 here. That reset button, man, brutal.
I know.
All right, so 0-2 here.
It's my contribution to the the program.
The madness. All right, here's the 0-2 delivery. It's a lined shot out to right field. Oh, it does hit the ground again.
Well, he tagged up, but he didn't need to.
And now he's going to come in, and he's going to score this time. So he said, you threw me out once. I'm not going to get thrown out twice. So the fielder makes a mistake, so an error there by the right fielder. It's going to score Hale, and Applegate gets to second. And so we've got a runner again in second base in scoring position. He's going to call time, and I think he's going to get his courtesy runner. Here comes Dre Sanders to take his place. So a little bit more speed on the base path there. And again, a 4 spot put up this inning by Kilgore. So it's 8-0 in favor of Kilgore here, top of the 5th inning.
Well, now you're getting in that danger zone of that 10 run.
Yes.
After 5 here.
Yeah, so Sanders has got a good lead there at second base. Pitcher steps off, so he goes back. There's nobody close. He didn't really have to there. But, it's probably better to be safe than sorry. You don't want to be the third out there at second. No. Comes home, misses low, ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes here. Edney at the plate. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to get through. That's going to bring Sanders home, but the throw is a strong one.
Oh, he got him.
And they said he got him on the tag. What a throw from the center fielder there. Don't run on these guys. Man, so no mistake there, right? And a great play from the center fielder for the gas. And that's going to do it for the top of the 5th inning. Again, your score 8-0 in favor of the Kilgore Bulldogs. We're going to be right back after this break for the bottom of the 5th.
This is where legends rise. On the hardwood, under the lights, from the buzzer beaters to the rim rockers, we bring you the action. Raw, real, relentless. We cover every angle, every story, from the blacktop to the big stage. Your favorite hoopers, your squads, your passion, all in one place, only on NETSN. Live games, exclusive shows. This is the future of basketball culture. 24/7 sports entertainment. This isn't just a network, This is a movement. Welcome to NETSN. Game on.
All right, welcome back. Jeremy Diamond, Brett Swinney, bottom of the 5th inning here in Chapel Hill, Texas. Again, the Kilgore Bulldogs have an 8-0 lead thanks to 4 runs in the top of this inning. And now Chapel Hill's got to fight their way back into this one. And again, Edney's done a really good job of the plate. He had a little bit of issues with the batter here or there, but really overall it's been a good job by him staying consistent and steady. And again, when he attacks hitters, he's been the most successful. And he just got to throw heat and gas. What's the score update over there at the Spring Hill Carthage game?
Well, it was Carthage 4-3, but Spring Hill now in the top of the 4th just added to their run count, and it's now 4-4.
Is that bases loaded?
That is runners on the corners.
Oh, runners on the corners.
With 2 outs.
Okay. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. So, again, man, a great game down there as well. And, again, one of those teams is going to get knocked out of first place.
Well, remember, though, with the split, 2 teams will be first place, technically, out of the district. So, just depending on who all makes the playoffs, Kilgore obviously is a big school, and Spring Hill is probably going to be small school.
And Carthage is usually small school, depending on who the other team is, right? And football-wise, they're small school, and so.
So it'll be interesting to see who that 4th team is. I don't know if we know who that is yet.
No, most of the other teams are kind of in that same 1 to 2 win race. It's kind of really the top. I think Gilmer. I said Gilmore again. I said that twice tonight. Excuse me. I think Gilmer is currently sitting in that 4th spot. So they called strike 1 there.
You got Henderson, Pine Tree, Gilmer.
Swing and a miss there for Snow. He's down 0-2.
It's just hard to tell right now who's.
Yeah, it's early enough still. So outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I think what makes it the hardest is doing the series back to back like that. Oh, is it 2? Is it 2?
Yeah.
2? Oh,
it should be 1-2. I don't know why they have it as 1-1, but.
Okay.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes again with a foul back.
Doing them back-to-back series, you can't tell, usually when you go 1 round through, you can kind of tell where everyone's going to be.
Right.
But since they have them stacked like that, you can get a team that's maybe has a front-loaded schedule.
And swing and a miss. That's going to be a strikeout there. Applegate makes the throw. And so that's going to be another Tara Harris State Farm strikeout. I believe that's number 3 on the night for Edney. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Olandris Faggot. And again, you said you worked with Olandris this summer. Is that correct?
Yeah, good kid.
Okay.
Good student athlete here.
All right, pitch 1 to the second baseman is a strike, so he's down 0-1.
Any student that's going to go with the technology path's got to be a pretty smart.
And in the summer, no less, right?
Uh-huh.
That's a ground ball. He fields it, throws to first. Stretch. Oh, and he says he came off the bag. All right, so he says the second baseman is safe on the run there, so Alondras gets to first.
I'm saying it's pretty clean. I think that was that was a tough play.
It was. Yeah, it was a slow bouncer, right? And again, Edney's got to field that, and then he's got to turn his hips, right? And again, I think he was the right guy to field it. It's just a tough play from there. And
Alondras has got some speed going down first base.
Yeah, enough speed there to get him there. All right, so Timothy Brown, the shortstop, is up. He made a couple of errors in that last inning that allowed the runs to score. He fouls the first one off himself. Applegate checks on him, make sure he's okay. Those are never fun when you do it to yourself, right?
Yeah.
It's one thing if you get hit with a foul ball, but it's another thing when you foul one off your own self. So no balls, 1 strike.
Especially if
our whoever's keeping our scoreboard up there.
Hey,
I think
I'm right this time.
No, you're right. I think they've been behind a little.
Oh,
hot shot in the dugout.
Man, that's where you make sure you're paying attention.
I was going to say, and this is why you keep your head on a swivel, right? It's like when you see those major league games and people are at their heads down. It's like this is a terrible time to do that, right? Or at the basketball court, if you're in the first 8 rows, you better be ready. All right, so 0-2 here to Brown. Foul tip, dropped. So we're going to stay 0-2 here. Eddie comes set, checks the runner at first, comes home. Another ground ball short to the third baseman. Smith scoops, he throws. Runner comes.
Pulled him off again.
Yeah, pulled him off again. So
what do they think? Clean play?
I say clean. Yeah, that's a tough one. Those are frustrating as a pitcher too. When you feel like you throw a good pitch and you get soft contact and it just goes in the worst place, right? That's so frustrating. So again, runners at first and second. That's going to bring up the leadoff man, Kaysen Davis, playing center field tonight. He gassed somebody out from the outfield last inning. That ball's outside, so 1 ball here.
Spring Hill, 2 more runs. They're now up 6-4. So a 3-run inning here in the 4th for Spring Hill.
All right, here's the 1-0 delivery from Edney. Checks both runners. That one's low, so ball 2. Again, I think you just got to focus on the guy at the plate, right? You're up 8-0. Stop, you don't worry about those guys on the base paths. You just do your thing.
Yeah, you got plenty of cushion. Chapel Hill really needs some runs here.
Timeout call by the batter.
You got runner in scoring position with 1 out here.
Yeah, you got to do. If you don't score runs here, you're going to be in trouble, right? You can't have 2 guys on with just 1 out and not get anything out of it. All right, Edney comes set, checks the runner at second. He throws.
He kept the ball.
Yeah,
it's a fake ball trick.
Yeah,
I caught that one.
It wasn't a bad fake. It wasn't a bad fake. They do it. They try to do it here and there, right? Everybody's laughing, but if you fall for it and you get called out, it's a smart play, right? It's one of those, like, it depends on where it works or if it doesn't. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Spring Hill's now up 8-4 on Carthage.
Oh, jeez.
The bottle is open wide. All right, here's the 2-0. He throws back. Ooh, just gets back in time. That ball's a little bit lower. He's out because the ball got there before he did. Just the ball was high enough he couldn't get the tag down in time. All right, so again, 2-0. Edney comes set. Checks the runner at second. He kicks, he fires, and gets a strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Great pitch there by him, standing on the outside of the black there. Comes set. Checks that runner. Checks him again. Fires home. And gets strike number 2. All right, here's the 2-2. It's a fly out to right field, and there's nobody there. It gets down. Runner's going to score, it looks like, from second. The throw comes in. It's cut. Throw comes home. And we have a rundown. They're going to get the runner at third. Man, a great throw from Dickey. He made the mistake there of being, and again, it wasn't really a mistake. He was just out of position, but he did a great job of throwing that relay in. And then the relay from Benson to the catcher was in plenty of time.
The outfield play tonight for both teams has been excellent.
It's been outstanding. So 2 outs here. Again, runners at second and third, but they did get the runner from scoring, so it's still 8-0 in favor of Kilgore. My camera didn't switch over quick enough on that one. I apologize. Trying to get that third base camera to switch, and it hung up. And Cagle whiffs at the first one, so 0-1 to him. Edney comes set, the 0-1 delivery. Just misses outside for a ball, so 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th. Runners at second and third. Edney pitches. Outside, ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Edney fires. Soft foul there. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Again, our scorekeeper on the down there at the box is 2 pitches behind now, or 3 really. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So deuces wild.
I'm going to blame them for me being behind.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Oh, he gets him swinging, and that's going to do it. So another Tara Harris State Farm strikeout. That's number 4 for Edney on the evening, and that's going to take us to the end of the 5th inning. Again, your score 8-0 Kilgore. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back for the 6th inning of play here on NETSN. All right, we're back. Top of the 6th inning. We have a new pitcher. The new pitcher is number 15, Colton Reynolds. He replaces Quentin Cagle. And he's going to face off with Kason Henry, then Brody Benson, and Jackson Dickey here. And again, the goal here, right, is to keep this game going. So you don't want this thing to get to 10 or beyond here. So Reynolds is in as the pitcher here, and he's going to face off against Henry. First pitch is lined out to right field and caught. So fly ball out. That's going to be quickly 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning.
So if they basically, Jeremy, they can give themselves a guaranteed 6 outs if they can get through this inning without giving up 2.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, and then you're going to have Benson here. He's 0 for 2 with an RBI. Pitch to Benson. Ground ball, softly hit to the second baseman. He scoops, throws to first in time for the out. So quick ground out there, and quickly we have 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. So, again, kind of what you said here, right? If you're Chapel Hill, you want to get through this quick. And, again, I think, with the new pitcher here, the speed is much different.
And he's coming from the left side instead of the right.
Yeah, everything is different here. And so Reynolds got a quick 2 outs. Here's the delivery. Ball 1. So Dickey, the right fielder. So 1 ball, no strikes. All right, here's the 1-0 delivery. High. So 2 balls, no strikes.
They reset the pitch count on the board out there.
Yeah, they did. They got that part right now. All right, here's the 2-0. That's in the dirt for ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes. So he cruised through the first 2 guys, and now he's kind of finding himself in a battle here. Here's the 3-0 pitch.
Oh, good
Called
pitch.
Strike.
Ooh.
Again, that's that lefty thing, right? If that was a righty, that's probably a ball, but because it's from a lefty, that's over, right?
It's coming across, yeah.
Dickey was about ready to run to first and then forgot about that. Here's the 3-1. That one is outside, so ball 4. So that's going to put Dickey at first base. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Colt Barnhart. Colt again 1 for 2 with an RBI tonight. All right, comes set, comes home. Outside, ball 1. And again, with the lefty, right, you got to watch for that quick throw over to first. That's going to hold the runner a little bit tighter probably than he normally would be. So Dickey takes his lead. Pitch comes home. Swing and a miss by Barnhart. 0-1 or 1-1, excuse me. So 1 ball, 1 strike here.
And with it being 2 outs, Jeremy, you don't necessarily think he's going to focus on the runner at first as much as.
Right, but you also don't want to be the guy that gets picked off there either.
Yeah.
And that's a line shot into center field. Is it going to get down? It does. So runners at first and second. Oh, the throw gets away.
Uh-oh.
They're going to try to advance to third base here. And you get runners at second and third. So the error there on the relay in. And that's going to put runners at second and third with 2 outs. And you got Braden Williams at the plate. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. Or no. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's coming. Sorry about that. I was 1 ahead there. All right, so runners at second and third. First pitch is high.
It's weird it wouldn't let me advance the runner there. I don't know.
Yeah, kind of a crazy one there. So, again, runners at second and third with 2 outs. Williams at the plate here. 1-0 count. Outside, ball 2. And, again, another inning where it looked like Chapel Hill was going to get out of it quick, and then we've got a little trouble here. Again, no runs have scored yet, but runners in dangerous positions. All right, 3-0.
Well, when you don't throw strikes and you put yourself in the hitter's count, it's really tough to get out of it.
And if you groove one over the middle, you can get driven, right? And so it's that danger here where you got to throw a strike, but you can't just give him an easy one. Here's a 3-0. That one's high, so they're going to walk him. So the bases are now loaded. And that's going to bring up Kason Brooks. So back to the top of the lineup here with Brooks, the center fielder. Brooks is 1 for 3 on the evening. I think he scored 2 runs tonight. So he scored a run on his hit and then a run after his walk.
I think that's what Cagle did well tonight too. Is he started off and got like early up in the counts a lot of the night.
It's much easier when you do that. All right, 1-0. Again, he's thrown I believe 6 or 7 straight balls. That's not going to get you a lot of places here. So Reynolds has got to find the zone here. Here's the 1-0. And outside again, 2-0.
As a hitter, you're just going to sit there and take until he throws a strike.
I mean, he hasn't thrown one yet. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here. Top of the 6th inning. Again, 8-0 in favor of Kilgore. Brooks fouls that one back. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Hale in the on-deck circle if Brooks can get on here or drive in a couple of runs. All right, 2-1 delivery. Oh, he stepped in and out and around on that one. He got him kind of all out of sorts there. And so 2-2 with 2 outs.
One pitch right here could just erase all this.
Yes. Yeah, so Deuce is wild here. So get those dice ready, shake them and dump them. Here we go. That's a lined ball. Oh, it gets past the second baseman. It's going to score 1. Oh, no, this right fielder drops it. So we got runners at first and third. So a 2-run single. So you're going to have a score from Barnhart and from Dickey, and that's going to put Williams at third and Brooks at first. And this is a dangerous spot because Brooks is not going to stay at first base long in a situation like this. He's going to be looking to run on the first pitch if possible here. So Reynolds comes set, comes home. Yeah, there he goes.
Because you can't throw
and a loud fly ball out to right field. And it's caught by the right fielder, and that's going to do it for the top of the 6th inning. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 6th. Again, your score is Kilgore 10, Chapel Hill nothing. We'll be right back with bottom of the 6th inning action on NETSN.
This is where legends rise, on the hardwood, Under the lights, from the buzzer beaters to the rim rockers, we bring you the action. Raw, real, relentless. We cover every angle, every story, from the blacktop to the big stage. Your favorite hoopers, your squads, your passion, all in one place, only on NETSN. Live games, exclusive shows. This is the future of basketball culture. 24/7 sports entertainment. This isn't just a network, this is a movement. Welcome to NETSN. Game on.
All right, welcome back. Jeremy Diamond, Brett Swinney, NETSN here, bottom of the 6th inning in Chapel Hill, Texas, where the Kilgore Bulldogs have a 10-0 lead over the Chapel Hill Bulldogs. Kason Edney is up for his 6th inning of work here, and going to try to look to close this one out again with the 10-run rule in play. So we're going to see if he can get that done. We were looking at the scoreboard trying to figure out why it says 0-0, and we figure it must not be able to do a 2-digit number out there, and so it is 10-0 in favor of Kilgore. And then for batting for the Bulldogs, again, is their third baseman, Case Williams, followed by the first baseman, Carlson, and then the left fielder, Cameron.
And there needs to be a score here,
yes,
or this will end the ball game.
Right. So this is the last shot here for Chapel Hill to put something on the board here. And then this would be a great spot for Eddie to kind of close this out and leave this on a high note. On that other game, the score is still the same. It's 8-4 in favor of Spring Hill over Carthage. All right, here's the first pitch. It's a long foul ball.
Ooh, it avoided the camera.
It did. It missed the camera, but it went out there. So 0-1 here. All right, here's the 0-1 delivery. What a great off-speed pitch. A great breaking ball by Edney. That thing bent right over the plate. So quickly 0-2 to Case Williams. All right, here's the 0-2 delivery. Ground ball to the third baseman. He fields it, throws to first. It's high, but Benson does a great job of reaching up there and holding on to it. So a ground out. So one out here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Tyson Carlson.
That's the nice thing about having a tall first baseman.
Yeah, yeah. When Edney plays first, he's at 6'6", right? You got Benson's probably around closer to maybe even 6'8", somewhere in that range. They're both really tall, and so it helps to have a guy that's that long, because then you can reach a lot farther and a lot higher. All right, here's the pitch to Carlson. Says it's low and inside, ball one.
It's almost a cheat code, like if you were creating a baseball player on first base, just make him like
in Madden when you make him a 99, you're like 6'11". All right, it's going to be a foul ball out of play.
My son's lost interest in the foul ball.
I was going to say they haven't. The little ones haven't found it. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here, bottom of the 6th. Edney comes around. He goes home. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Good pitch there by him again. So Carlson's 0 for 2 on the evening, and he's on an 0-2 count right now. Comes at home. Low. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And you can hear the wind picking up in our mic down there. All right, here's the 2-2 delivery from Edney. Foul ball, out of play. Rocket shot heads. That's got a car written on it and somehow manages to skirt between them. So,
All it doesn't have that white passport written on it.
A police car almost came by at the wrong time and it hit that truck. He just missed where that ball went through.
I'm glad these folks will all be gone by the time we get out here, because getting out of here is going to be fun.
A little fun. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the delivery again. That's a little jam shot. Pitcher fields, throws to first, and the flip is good. Good play there from Edney to Benson. And we quickly have 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So this potentially is the last batter of the game, George Carlson, the left fielder. He's 0 for 1. He did get hit his last time up. All right, so George Carlson's job is to keep this game going, and Edney's job is to shut the door. First pitch is a ball, low and away. So ball 1. All right, here's the 1-0 delivery. Just gets a piece of that one. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Would have been a ball, but not a bad idea to keep, just protect what you can. Edney's cruising, you can tell, because he's ready to throw that next pitch, right? He's in the groove right now. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Fouled that one straight back, so 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, the benefit of the chain link here is that our home plate cam doesn't wiggle every time the ball hits the net, right? It's nice and sturdy.
It's true.
When we're at Kilgore, it's a net, so that thing, it goes with the net wherever the net goes. All right, so 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Edney comes around on the windup, comes home. Doesn't get into chase, so 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. So, again, deuces are wild here. All right, Edney deals. Off-speed pitch, that's lined out to right center field. Brooks is underneath it, and he makes the catch. And that's going to do it for the 6th inning of play. And that's going to do it for the ball game. So, again, your final score is Kilgore 10, Chapel Hill nothing. Again, a great night overall for Kilgore. They made the plays when they needed them. Again, Kilgore had 9 hits to Chapel Hill's 3, right? So one of those nights where the ball just didn't bounce Chapel Hill's way. But, again, Kilgore took advantage of every mistake. A couple of great outfield assists, so this game could have been much further out of hand. Brett, overall thoughts tonight. What you think?
Well, I mean, I think that Chapel Hill got a great outing from the start of there.
Yeah, Cagle did a good job.
I mean, they could have gotten out of this game really early. They didn't. I think the bats just didn't help them tonight. They weren't able to. They weren't able to get to Edney. Really, the hits they got were infield, little small hit. They couldn't get the bat on the ball. Really, that's really what it came down to me. Just that they couldn't get the ball. Kilgore took care of it, didn't make as many mistakes, and they got some bats on balls and were able to advance their
runner.
runner.
Really, the hits that Chapel Hill did get were often soft, right? Like you said, they were soft contact where maybe couldn't get fielded the right way. But, again, a great outing for Kilgore. These teams are going to rematch tomorrow night in Kilgore, so a quick turnaround for me. I know you'll be taking the evening to run, the guy in the sky that makes sure everybody's on track. And I'll have Tyrell Jenkins with me tomorrow night in Kilgore.
You'll have somebody that knows baseball a little bit better.
There you go. Hey, you did a great job. I'm thankful. Thank you again so much for tuning in. That's going to do it for tonight's broadcast. So, again, link will be active tomorrow. Please join in. We'll see you next time here on NETSN.
The Northeast Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at netsn.live.